Thank you for joining us. I am Frank Omalape. And now, total assets of the banking industry grew by 14.36 trillion naira, or about 24.24% from 59.24 trillion naira at the end of December 2021 to 73.59 trillion naira in the corresponding period of 2022. The Central Bank of Nigeria disclosed this in the personal statement made by the Deputy Governor of Financial System Stability Directorate of CBN, Aisha Ahmed, at the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting. She said the industry or key industry aggregate also continued the year-on-year upward trajectory, with total assets rising to 73.59 trillion naira in December 2022 from 59.2 trillion naira in 2021. While total deposit rose to 45.5 trillion naira from 38.42 trillion naira over the same period. She also said total credit also increased by 5.14 trillion naira between the end of December 2021 and end of December 2022, with significant growth in credit to manufacturing, general commerce, and oil and gas sectors. She noted that this impressive increase was achieved amid continued decline in non-performing loans ratio from 4.9% in December 2021 to 4.2% in December 2022. According to her, the financial system had provided significant support for needed domestic economic resilience amid global shocks and remained strong in 2023. And in the meantime, the Central Bank of Nigeria plans to raise about 1.13 trillion naira via Treasury bills for the second quarter of 2023. This was according to the latest Nigerian Treasury bill issue program for the second quarter of the year, available on the bank's website. This is a significant increase from 926 billion naira raised in the second quarter of 2022. The bills are divided into three tenors of 91 days, 182 and 364 days, with a plan to raise 23.67 billion, 34.7 and 1.08 trillion naira respectively. The program document also revealed that the issuance is for March to May 2023, which of course the bills are also a rollover of maturing bills for the corresponding period. The CBN has raised a total of 540.9 billion via Treasury bills for January and February combined. Away from there now, the Federal Executive Council on Wednesday in Abuja approved 39.6 billion naira for various contracts for transmission lines in the Ministry of Power. Minister of Power Abubakar Aliyu, who briefed State House corresponding at the end of the meeting chaired by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, said the 39.6 billion naira contract comprised of offshore and onshore components of $53 million and 15.6 billion naira respectively. Aliyu said he presented 3 memos to the council and got approval for all, adding that the first memo sought to the council's approval for the procurement of transmission line materials for reconductoring works for the Transmission Company of Nigeria in favor of Mrs. Legacy Power, and the sum of $6 million with an onshore component of 145 inclusive of all the taxes and 12 months of completion. He said the second memo sought the council's approval for the award of contract for the construction of a 15-kilometer turn-in-turn-out line of the existing Akure Ado-Ekiti 132 kV single-circuit transmission in line at Akure, 330 kV and 132 kV 33 kV substations. The contract, he explained, was in favor of Mrs. Legacy Power Limited in the sum of $2.5 million as the offshore component and 988.5 million as the onshore component. Ali said the third memo the council considered from the Power Ministry featured 5 projects which were to design, supply and install substation and transmission lines across different locations in the country for the Transmission Company of Nigeria. The Nigerian ambassador to the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Dr. Enil Ajay, has said peaceful, fair, and violent-free elections will encourage investors to make critical investment after the country's general elections. A statement said Ajay spoke in Lagos during an event on this year's World Peace and Understanding Day organized by the Rotary Club of Lagos. Commending Lagos Rotary Club for organizing the event at a time Nigerians was going to the polls, the ambassador stated that peaceful elections had become imperative for a more stable and predictable political environment that will attract foreign investors. She said investors will only invest and also increase their investment funds if convinced that such investment could be secured in a stable domestic market. Ajay, who is a former Ekiti State Commissioner, maintains that the country had the potential to become the investment hub of the world if it ensured the process involving its leaders was peaceful, fair, and transparent. And in the meantime, Nigeria's private sector activity has contracted for the first time in almost 3 years as companies reduce output and cut jobs owing to cash and fuel shortages, a new report has revealed. According to Purchasing Managers Index compiled by S&P Global, Nigeria's index fell to 44.7 in February from 53.5 point the month before, which is its worst record since the height of the coronavirus pandemic in June 2020. Purchasing Managers Index data compiled by S&P Global for more than 40 economies worldwide. The monthly data are derived from surveys of senior executives at private sector companies. Last month, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria said that the current scarcity of Naira notes had negatively impacted business activities by disrupting the proper flow of goods. Following Nigeria's removal from the list of countries designated as risky maritime nations by the International Bargaining Forum, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency has stated it resolved to ensure a reduction in shipping cost. The Director General of the agency, Bashir Jamo, disclosed this in a statement issued in reaction to the International Bargaining Forum report. He described it as a landmark achievement under the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. According to Jamo, this achievement is a product of a well-structured multi-modal policy that has been implemented over the years to fight piracy and other criminalities in Nigerian waters. According to the statement, maritime institutions like the International Maritime Bureau and International Maritime Organization have commended the reduction in piracy in Nigeria following enhanced patrol and relevant memorandum of understandings entered by the MASA with other security agencies. The 2023 International Bargaining Forum list called for double compensation for seafarers who die or suffer disability due to attacks on vessels in the Gulf of Guinea. And now the Federal Operations Unit Zone Bill of the Nigeria Customs Service has disclosed that it recorded about 130 seizures worth about 305 million naira between January and February 2023. A statement by the Public Relations Officer of the zone, Sulaiman Isa, said 9 units of used vehicles, 2 units of means of conveyance, and 724 bags of foreign rice of 50 kilogram each, 6 cartons of foreign machetes, 163 jerrycans, vegetable oil, 25 liters each, and 646 cartons of foreign spaghetti and macaroni were also seized within the period under review. The statement said other seized items are 90 bales of foreign second-hand clothing and 569 packs of foreign unregistered pharmaceutical products, 119 packs of unregistered tramadol, and trade making 225 milligram, 17 sacks of foreign second-hand shoes, 7 cartons of foreign cigarette, 147 pieces of foreign jackets, cartons of foreign soaps, kegs of premium motor spirit, which is 25 liters each. He said the items were seized in contravention of the federal government policies on import and export.